Shefali, that I started by talking about age because I think it's one of those taboo subjects that in the world of entertainment we hardly ever spoken about. You've spoken in the past about being 30 and being given mom roles, and you've spoken today about OTT platforms changing that for women like you. But still, is there a disappointment? I think I read somewhere that you'd expected a deluge of work. It isn't a deluge. It's great work, but it isn't a deluge. Is that frustrating, Shefali?
Not anymore, Barkha. It used to be, but not anymore. I have to say that the last 2 years, and since I did Delhi Crime, things really changed for me. In fact, it became the turning point of my career. And some years ago, if there was a conversation of a woman in her late 40s actually coming into her own space and owning it, I wouldn't have believed that conversation. But I am here. I am finally doing the work I want to do. I'm getting parallel leads and leads. And I mean, there are people who are writing scripts for me. And I think it's just, I'm hoping it grows even more. But I can't complain. At least today, I can't complain.
Let me ask both of you, what has been the toughest part of this journey? I know at different stages you've spoken about ageism, Vidya has spoken about body shaming, but if you had to pick up, one thing that has frustrated you, that makes you miserable, that keeps you up at night, and I know you're both, I've known both of you for years. You're spunky, strong women, so you're not going to roll over and play dead. But yet, it's important for other women to understand this is not easy. It's not easy for women in any profession. Vidya, I'll start with you. What's been the toughest sort of obstacle to getting to the point where you're today at comfortable in your own skin, happy with your work?
Yeah, to not fall prey to the expectations that people impose upon you, to not um, really to cut out the noise, and to really tune into what you feel, to your instinct, to your gut, and to just be yourself unapologetically. I think it's a it is work in progress always. I think I've come a long way, but I'd like to believe that I'm almost 90% there. But it's still, it's sometimes you do wonder what is the right thing to do, and whether these things that they say about women and how tough it is for a woman to lead a film, or for her to continue to do so, all these things, whether there's any truth there. There are days when I go through doubt, but thankfully now my bounce back is much faster. But I think that is, for me, especially in this business, I think just to hold on to yourself, to be yourself, is the most precious thing, but it's the toughest thing to do.
Every time like women ask me at all of these seminars and conferences one goes to, like, what is the toughest thing about being a woman? And I said, it's the courage to be yourself, because it can feel lonely. It can feel, you feel judged. You work three times as hard as the men to get to the same place, and you're scrutinized three times as harder. Shefali, what's been the toughest sort of moment for you? You've also come from this place where you were once slotted as the parallel cinema, right? You've had to fight different kinds of battles from Vidya. Vidya's had to fight different kinds of battles from you. And both of you have had to fight very hard to get to this place. It's a well earned, well fought for place. Are you unapologetic, or do you find yourself still apologizing for something or the other?
No, not from the industry. I apologize very often in real life because I just think it's so much simpler to sort an issue. I mean, but not in the industry. Yes, what used to bother me a lot was the weight, and what really bothered me was there was always a lot of love and appreciation, but it didn't translate into work. I'd meet people and they'd say, you're one of the finest, or we really want to work with you. And then they come to you with something which is like, it's disrespectful. It's just disrespectful, so that used to really bother me. And I don't want to think about it right now because touch wood, I am in a very good space, and things have changed in the last year for me. But I really hope people don't go back to doing that. It's so easy to doing it. They'll see my work, they'll say, oh wow. And I just hope I don't fizzle out like yet another phase. Do you know what I mean?
That's not
Because
gonna happen.
but Vidya, the thing is that honestly, how many times in our industry, particularly, is talent valued over star power?